Hello, Alice.
Hello, Steve.
You've played Bloodborne.
Yes.
Yes. And you have not played Dark Souls 3.
I have not, but you have.
But I have, yes. And we're just going to have a quick look at the Undead settlement here from the newly played Dark Souls 3 build. And just basically talk about how it seems to be like Hemwick Charnel Lane, but with brightness turned up a lot.
Yeah.
And we've been talking in some of the other chats about Dark Souls 3, how it feels a little bit like they're repeating themselves. And as you can see in the footage, it does. It's like, we got here, and this was the preview event. This was the place where everyone wanted to play because they'd seen the previous part before, and I was like, yes, this is it. Finally, we can get past the High Wall of Lothric, which was seen in the beta network test and all of that.
See something brand new.
You could see something brand new, and then we kind of got there and like, is this? And, like, and then the guy sitting next to me played quite a bit of Bloodborne. Even I'm getting confused now. And I'm like, this looks really, really similar. And as I was running around, I'm like, have they actually? I wonder how many of these assets were used before. I'm sure there'll be people in the comments going, actually, Stephen, having looked at these assets, none of them have been used before. But a lot of it does look very much the same, and now it plays a bit like Bloodborne as well. Yeah, I don't know how to really feel. As I said in the other chats about which you have about this game, it feels like I'm down on it and sounds a bit like it, but I'm not. I'm just waiting for the game to have that burst of creativity which really defines Dark Souls and Bloodborne for me. And the greatest hits element of this, the apocalypse, the seeing things from another angle as you're now a cinder man. We were running through this like, okay, I'm sure I did this. I'm sure I did. The end boss, the Cursed Greatwood thing, is amazing.
The big
I did love,
yeah.
Only one person at the preview event, and it wasn't me, managed to defeat it. The guy who eventually defeated this boss had a group of people standing around him. I'm like, okay, because it comes in two parts, the boss. The second part, he breaks the floor and you fall into its lair. And everyone was like, he's going to do it. And I think he had 3 or 4 Estus flasks left. So full health, basically. He's going to do it. And then he nearly fucked it. Oh, it was so close. An audible gasp. But no, he did it. And he punched the air. I think he was German. And we were in Hamburg and he was like, yes. And I'm like, fair enough.
I was most surprised from looking at the footage you brought back, but like just some of the kind of trash mobs look so similar to the trash mob.
Yeah, the way they pour out of houses and out of...
Even like their movesets and the weapons and stuff are so similar.
Yes, and you say that's to be expected, but Bloodborne and Dark Souls are separate. One's a spiritual sequel to another, but they are separate. And a lot of the things they have in terms of mechanics and systems are the same. But I think it was just a bit of a shock to go down into the settlement, the Undead settlement, and just see what seemed like tens of these enemies with pitchforks and the hats and the waistcoats come pouring out. And of course, the creator of it, he's allowed to reference whatever he wants because it's his.
Yeah.
But it just seems so similar. If it was at night, you could run those two parts of the stages together and not know the difference.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact you're a knight or a wizard or whatever, you don't have a cool gun.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd just show these side by side so you could see what a lot of people were saying at the event, and I think what a lot of people will say when the game actually comes out in these early stages, that they do feel a bit too heavy on the retread, even if the mechanics in them are really, really good. I don't want to sound down on it. I don't, because I enjoyed it.
It's difficult, isn't it? I guess, if all you've got to say is that, I really liked it, then there's not much to talk about. So I guess you did really like it, but there was some...
The problem is I'd seen a lot of the build before, and it felt like I played a lot of the build before, even if it was in another game. And I had no desire, and this is the real thing, the real point of it, is I had no desire to really explore the Undead settlement above and beyond getting the bonfires, because... It just felt like I was going through the motions of going through places that I'd been before, and it didn't seem to have any appeal. And of course, the appeal of these games is seeing all these new environments, how they link up. The Souls games have this incredible use of 3D space, like much better than a lot of games that are in 3D.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The way they double back on themselves, the way they link. Here, it just felt, I just couldn't get over the fact I felt like I played this one all before and from a different game entirely. So yeah, you've seen it now.
Yeah.
You can make your own minds up.